Now on CoastTV News.
Looking up at a rare astronomical event, how Delmarva celebrated the solar eclipse.
Slowing down progress, the holdup on the 5 Points roundabout.
And I think the title speaks for itself, but just for the record, we are expecting some more of that sunshine and warmth like it should be in the forecast coming right up.
This is CoastTV News at 5.
Blocking out the sun, people grabbed glasses to see the celestial sight in Sussex County. Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our News at 5. We begin tonight with that incredible eclipse that captured imaginations and attention today.
Nearly 90% of the sun was blocked when the solar eclipse reached Delaware, and various viewing parties were held throughout Sussex County. Joining us live in Milton is Coast TV News anchor Mallory Metzner. And Mallory, everything back to normal now.
Yeah, Maddie, if I use these eclipse glasses to protect my eyes and look up now, the sun is back to normal, completely orange and round, but just a couple hours ago, it got as small as a tiny crescent, and the South Coastal Library held a viewing party for the big day. There were over 30 people in attendance. They got to enjoy books, games, and a live stream of the eclipse from NASA. When the eclipse reached its peak, people went outside to see the big event for themselves. Local Gregory Barnes says for many, moments like this one only come once in a lifetime.
For many of us, if not a one-in-a-lifetime experience, one in a probably 2 decades experience anyway.
Coming up on Coast TV News at 6, we'll take you up the coast to another viewing party in the Delaware Seashore State Park. I'm Mallory Metzner, live in Milton, Coast TV News.
Thank you, Mallory. And after months of hype and weeks of worrying about the forecast today, millions of Americans found themselves in total darkness as the eclipse moved across 15 states. For many, or a once-in-a-lifetime experience, Jay Gray was in one of those areas, experiencing the total eclipse, and he has what they had in Junction, Texas, with a closer look.
Today, millions of Americans looking up.
This is truly a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Through glasses and telescopes, everyone eager for a view of total darkness during the eclipse. The moon passing between the sun and earth, visible from 15 U.S. states.
Big moment for us, definitely.
And to make the moment even more memorable, a couple in Texas exchanging vows during totality. For scientists like Dr. Eric Christian of NASA,
it gives us an opportunity to share the exciting science of the sun.
He's a part of the Parker Solar Probe team, which is moving into the sun's atmosphere, providing remarkable observations and data about the sun and its impact on Earth.
The Earth lives in the atmosphere of the sun. That's the atmosphere that space weather happens, as opposed to terrestrial weather. So understanding that and how it gets accelerated up to 1,000,000 miles an hour is very important.
Today, a chance to look, learn, and witness a total solar eclipse. Jay Gray, NBC News, Junction, Texas.
And this brings us to our Coast TV poll. We want to know, what did you think about it, about the eclipse? Let's take a look.
Take a look at your screen. We had a split bag earlier, and now more than the majority say beautiful, though 25% think it was underwhelming, 20% say they missed it. I almost did. Thanks for telling me to go outside and check it out.
You know what? Because it didn't last all that long. Easy to miss. If you haven't voted yet, you can go vote right now on CoastTV.com or use our Coast TV mobile app.
Let's take a live look right now outside into Ocean View. A beautiful view there. And we'll check in with our First Alert Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams. He saw the eclipse.
Indeed. In fact, we were live streaming on our Facebook page. Hopefully you saw it, but we still have it for you. We answered some questions while everything was going on. We really had a blast this afternoon. Thank you to all of my fellow nerds. Solidarity. I'm with you. Okay. Anyway, let's talk about the forecast. Listen, we're looking for some sunshine and spring-like weather, real spring weather, all right? We're enjoying some sunshine for right now, Laurel, according to our Tyndall for casual furniture camera. And we're going to drop from the 60s into the upper 50s. And you know what? We're going to stay in the 50s for today. But we do have a coastal flood advisory that we're going to need to talk about a little bit in detail for you. In addition to that, we have some coastal flood statements that are active for us, and they're primarily connected to the ebb and flow of our tides in the morning and in the evening time. So we'll elaborate more on that. But the good news is this. We're going to start warming up, Maddie, like it's supposed to be on the coast.
Thank you, Paul. Is it a traffic solution or an addition to the problem? It depends on who you ask, and we're talking about the 5 Points roundabout. In that intersection in Lewis, there's a delay to drivers after a month from its original plans to open up. DelDOT says that's thanks to the recent heavy rainfall in the area. Traffic on the roundabout, it's going to wait a bit longer. Zachary Flores-Reyes says the project that's meant to alleviate congestion concerns that's actually really the problem.
I don't think it was that bad before either that they needed to, do all this construction on that road either. Right now, I just try to stay away from it, try to go down 24, deal with the traffic there.
DelDOT expects to have a new date for the roundabout later this week. And once traffic is allowed through there, the next step would be connecting Route 9 to that circle.
Turning our attention to the race for the White House, NBC's Alice Barr shows us how on the campaign trail today, President Biden unveiled a new student loan debt relief plan, while former President Trump announced his policy towards abortion.
An issues-driven day on the campaign trail as former President Trump zeroes in on abortion and President Biden talks student loan debt relief in battleground Wisconsin.
This relief can be life-changing, life-changing.
Today's announcements, paired with the Biden administration's past efforts, could help 30 million Americans lower or erase their student debt balances, including those who owe more than they did at the start because of interest, and those who started paying back their loans at least 20 years ago.
We're giving people a chance to make it. Not a guarantee, just a chance to make it.
Meanwhile, former President Trump releasing a new video outlining his stance on abortion, arguing it should be left to the states.
The states will determine by vote or legislation or perhaps both, and whatever they decide must be the law of the land.
The anti-abortion group Susan B. Anthony Pro-Life America saying it's deeply disappointed in the former president's position, promising to keep pushing for a national ban. Close Trump ally Senator Lindsey Graham adding, quote, the pro-life movement has always been about the well-being of the unborn child, not geography. Mr. Trump referenced the politics of abortion.
Always go by your heart, but we must win.
While claiming credit for the Supreme Court overturning Roe v. Wade, President Biden slammed him for that, his campaign releasing an emotional new ad featuring a Texas woman who's suing the state after she says she nearly died when doctors delayed giving her a medically necessary abortion. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Now for some local politics, the city of Milford will be holding 3 different candidate Q&A sessions ahead of the city council election, which is scheduled for April 27th. For people to learn about who is on the ballot, the session dates include April 18th, April 23rd, and April 25th. Each Q&A is going to start at 7 p.m. at Milford High School Auditorium. Doors open at 6 p.m., and the events are expected to last until 9 p.m. Audience members will be provided forms to submit questions that they may have for the candidates during each event.
If you live in Berlin, stay with me on this one. The town wants to create a community center. Berlin is welcoming locals to learn more about the project. During the meeting, the community center's construction timeline will be outlined. People will also have the chance to provide feedback on what they want to see at the center. This is happening Wednesday at the Worcester County Library.
Coming up, want to learn about commercial fishing in Maryland? Stick around to hear details of how you can participate in a forum and have your questions answered.
And we have concerns for high water levels connected to the timing of the evening and morning tides. We'll take a more detailed look at the wave forecast coming up.
Tips on how to stay healthy while enjoying spring gardening. That's up next.
Discover why Gateway Subaru is Delmarva's destination dealership, earning our customers' trust and exceeding expectations. No matter where you live, experience the Gateway difference with our no-pressure sales approach and fair, honest pricing. Plus, Gateway has more in-stock Subaru inventory to choose from than other dealers have combined. Need service fast? Our quick service lane is always ready. No appointment needed. Gateway Subaru, just minutes from the beaches in the heart of Delmarva. Higher standards.
From empty nester to first home, Accessible Home Builders does it all.
It was great working with Scott at Accessible Builders. He called us every Monday and asked us to come over to the house at each step of the way during the construction of our home.
It was pretty unique working with Scott because not only is he the owner, but he was working in here hands-on with his employees and really just trying to make our vision come to life.
Design your dream home with Accessible Home Builders.
Our soldiers are heroes who protect our country. But when they come home, it's up to us to help our heroes. Now, during FH Fur's Spring Into Giving campaign, for every $29 cooling system tune-up we perform, we'll donate that amount directly to Wounded Warrior Project. FH Fur Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electrical. Call 877-CALL-FUR or visit FHFur.com to schedule your $29 cooling system tune-up. And use hashtag SpringIntoGiving to share how you're giving back.
Charmed by Lewis.
Visit our unique shops and restaurants.
Conversation Piece Jewelers, where every piece sparks a conversation. From engagements to milestone pieces that make a statement. Try us again for the first time.
Detox, Sculpt, and Renew at Naturally Well with lymphatic drainage treatments, infrared sauna pod, red light therapy, and spray tanning.
Sticky Rice Serving Small Plate Authentic Thai Tapas. Open for dine-in and carry-out. Located in Lewis Plaza Shopping Center.
Come explore.
Historic Lewis.
This is Coast TV News at 5.
This time of year, it's a popular hobby, gardening. So many health benefits, including exercise. You can even eat the healthy food you plant.
But if you're not careful, this hobby can wreak a little havoc on your body.
In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has more on how you can save your neck and back while gardening.
It's spring, and if you're looking to plant a new healthy hobby, let gardening take root in your life.
It's nice to get outside, have the benefits of sunshine, have the benefits of the beauty and the really tasty stuff that can come from your garden.
Dr. Deborah Benzel with Cleveland Clinic says gardening has numerous health benefits, but you need to prepare your body. Before you get started, stretch. Then focus on not bending over too much and avoid picking things up from a bent over position.
There's a lot of bending and lifting and carrying involved in gardening, and all of those things put a lot of stress on our neck and our back.
Rotate your body regularly to avoid stiff muscles. Lift heavy things with your legs and avoid sudden twisting or reaching motions. Also, make sure you're using the proper gardening equipment.
You want to use tools that fit your body and that are sharp and that are effective so that you can have the tool do the work rather than your body do the work.
And once you're done, it's time to stretch again. If you're feeling achy, Benzel says to try some ice or anti-inflammatory medicine.
You can get up and get back in the garden the next day.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
The sunshine is about to show out in a way that I think us beachgoers will truly appreciate. Your full forecast coming up.
Here at Delaware Electric Cooperative, we don't have customers, we have members. Those we power own the cooperative and are entitled to all of its profits. Because we're a not-for-profit, we are focused on service. That's why our electric rates are the lowest in the region and why our employee family continues to achieve record reliability. Like the farmers who founded our co-op in the 1930s, we believe everyone is entitled to quality electric service. Member built, member owned. That's the DEC difference.
When you're obese, you know, right? And you know the world sees you as this, but when you hear that, hey, you need to lose weight, you're like, but how? You feel trapped.
It's intimidating and it's a really hard decision for the patient to make to proceed with weight loss surgery. Most people don't have enough information about the safety and the effectiveness of weight loss surgery.
I know that I can reach out to any person here at BB and I can get the support that I need.
The internet's not what it used to be. With MediaCom, you'll be living and working with new technology.
Welcome to the most unreal reality.
MediaCom's supercharged platform will power a new era of business, speed the creation of new technologies, redefine the rules, and revolutionize everyday living. The biggest thing to happen to the internet?
Since the invention of the internet.
It's happening. Get ready. Anything is possible.
Taking you back to the decade of neon colors, big hair, and of course, great music.
Join me, April, every morning at 8 a.m. on 107.1 The Duck as I play some of your favorite tunes from back in the day. It's April's Awesome 80s, sponsored by Easton Auto Care and Denton Auto Care and Tire.
The Today Show, weekdays at 7 on Coast TV.
Be Charmed by Lewis.
Visit our unique shops and restaurants.
Eclectic Style, a curated collection to inspire. Estate jewelry, furniture, decor, art.
Mint and Needle Medical Aesthetics, offering injectables and innovative aesthetic procedures, a full suite of treatments and skincare that cater to your uniqueness.
Harbor Restaurant for canal front dining. Great waterfront views and fabulous food in downtown Lewis.
Come explore.
Historic Lewis.
Now that we have had our fun with the eclipse, how about we have some fun with some spring-like sunshine and warmth that'll go right with it? Well, our Irish Eyes camera in Lewis indicating we're at 64 degrees right now. It's close to the norm for this time of the year, but listen, we're only going to fall into the upper 50s for tonight with partly cloudy skies. We started off this morning at 36 degrees in Georgetown, 42 Ocean City, 34 Salisbury. Compare that to the normal numbers now. We're a little bit above for the high, but a little bit below for the low, but nowhere near that. Oof, that 25 just looks painful, doesn't it? 67 for the high in Salisbury, 68 Georgetown, 66 in Easton and Cambridge, and 62 for the high today in Ocean City. We do have a couple of, we'll call them house cleaning advisories that we want to pass along to you. Coastal flood advisory in effect until 1 o'clock in the morning for Tuesday in Kent and Sussex County. Now, we're also concerned about inundation, at least a foot or so, in Worcester until about 2 o'clock Tuesday. And that goes all the way down towards Accomack as well as Northampton until 4 o'clock on Tuesday. And then we're concerned about just general flooding as a possibility. All of this is tied into the high and low tides. Really, we're more concerned about this surge of warm air. That's our big weather event. But let's talk about future waves for just a quick moment. See, at 1 o'clock for Tuesday, we're looking for the higher waves. You see this darker green here? That's indicating between 4 to 8 foot waves, okay? So that's what's going to be approaching Highway 1 or Coastal Highway. But that's going to have a short lifespan. Then it's going to ease off pretty quickly by early Tuesday. We're currently in the 60s with the exception along Rehoboth and Indian River Inlet and Bethany Beach, but we're in the 60s everywhere else, 50s along the coast. But we're like 6 to 7 degrees warmer now than we were 24 hours ago. Keep in mind that the winds are now pushing out of the south, so that's a more welcoming wind, because if it was coming out of the north, it would be drier, colder, and we'll just say more rude, so to speak. Tonight, we'll see a few sprinkles, but nothing major. Tuesday, we'll start off with a few scattered clouds, but we're not expecting a problem. Here's a look at your runner's cast. We're looking for temperatures to climb to 60 degrees, 61 by mid-morning and continuing to get warmer after that. Tuesday's going to be crazy warm. Let me show you something. For the last few days, the highest temperature we've had is 61 degrees. Well, we're going to just obliterate that over the next, couple of days. Tomorrow, to be exact. Mid-50s for the morning time. We'll turn over to like 77 degrees inland, a little cooler along the coast, but that's typical. Then for Wednesday, we'll see a few scattered sprinkles push through briefly in the early morning hours before most of us get up. And we may see a few freckles of a sprinkle or two on Wednesday. Thursday is going to be my pick day for any kind of real rain. I needed to stop the forecast for a quick moment. Let's hit the brakes. If you're sneezing and wheezing, it's not just you. The trees went from high to extreme for tomorrow. So if you are bothered by your allergies today, tomorrow is going to feel worse. Now let's talk about Thursday. Here's that wall of rain that's going to approach us from the west Thursday going into Friday. So we're going to watch out for that. And then also we're going to see a surge of the waves getting higher for us as going to Friday. And the winds are going to pick up going into the weekend. In fact, Saturday, we're watching out for winds out of the northwest up to like 37, near 40 miles per hour. So we've got a bit of a roller coaster happening with all this spring sunshine kicking in. Quick summary. Tonight, 51, partly cloudy, and no more chill in the air, okay? Tomorrow, warming sunshine, feeling like springtime with 76, and then a few scattered spring showers on Wednesday. Finally, here's a look at your exclusive Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodel extended forecast. So we had perfect weather for viewing the eclipse, and now we're going to enjoy some more perfect weather. But speaking of the eclipse, Charlie, Maddie.
Well, I thought we were talking about the eclipse, but I think we're talking about fish. Sorry, Paul.
We are. Happening now in Maryland, the Mid-Atlantic Fishery Management Council is seeking is seeking anglers to serve on its advisory panels for the next 3 years. Follow me on this a little bit here. Advisory panels provide information and recommendations to the council during the development of fishery management plans. Panels are composed of commercial fishermen, recreational anglers, environmentalists, and just people who are simply interested in fishing. The state says most advisory panels meet 1 or 2 times per year. Applications are due on April 26th.
More about fish. If you want to learn about coastal fishing, make a note of this. This week, the Maryland Department of Natural Resources will be holding a coastal commercial fisheries forum. Fishermen can learn about the regulatory updates. Participants will also hear from Mid-Atlantic Fishery Management Council that you just heard about at the meeting. And it's not just fishing. Also, big talker around here, offshore wind. An update will be provided there. It's all happening at the Worcester County Library's Berlin branch on Friday.
Still ahead, what we know so far from officials about a fire at this abandoned home in Del Mar. Stay tuned on Coast TV News at 5.
Over 14,000 people per day are affected by water damage in their home or business. Even a small leak from a water heater, washer, refrigerator line, or even HVAC drain can cause lasting damage. Response time is critical. Paul Davis has a team of certified experts on call 24/7 to stop the water, mitigate damage, and work directly with your insurance to quickly restore your home or business. If you see peeling paint, stains, mold, or smell a musty odor, call Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling.
Weather brought to you by Paul Davis Restoration, your storm damage experts, here to help now.
Charmed by Lewis.
Visit our unique shops and restaurants.
The Brush Factory is the area's premier destination for the unique and unusual for home, garden, and you. Come support our 60-plus local merchants and artists.
Discover the taste of the Mediterranean at Olive & Oats Cafe. Start your day with breakfast delights, specialty coffees, and flavorful lunches in our cozy setting.
Cape May Lewis Ferry is sailing daily year-round and is ready to welcome you aboard. Gift cards and departure schedules available online at cmlf.com.
Come explore.
Historic Lewis.
I'm a public school teacher. I know lots of people said, I can do that. Come and try it for a day.
A lot of our challenges are funding.
Teachers often go in their own pocket to make sure students have backpacks, pencils.
David Trone has pushed for more public school funding and public school teachers.
And it's so great to have someone at the national level that's going to be on our side.
David Trone's always supported teachers. Now Maryland teachers have overwhelmingly endorsed David.
David would definitely get an A+.
I'm David Trone, and I approve this message.
The solar eclipse of 2024. She's getting married during the eclipse. And could your cell phones be damaged if you try to take a photo? Watch the next Inside Edition.
Today at 5:30 on Coast TV.
Watch for the IG Burton First Alert Weather Jeep.
You may think your home's crawl space is okay, but chances are it's not. Mold, pests, and rotting beams can all cause problems for your home and for your family. The good news is your home's crawl space problems can be fixed permanently, so you and your family can rest easy. Because crawl space problems won't get better with time, but they will get better with us. Call Dry Zone today for your free estimate.
Brought to you by Dry Zone, your local crawl space experts.
Some news across Delmarva. Take a look at your screens right now. This was the site of a house fire in Del Mar early this morning. This 2-story home was on East State Street, and officials say that according to the neighbors, people have not been living there in almost 20 years. Officials say that nobody was inside the home during the fire and that Delmarva Power had disconnected electric service to the house prior to the fire. The cause is under investigation.
Driving on Route 13 in Somerset County will soon be a lot smoother, according to MDOT. A paving project is set to hit Ocean Highway near Route 822 this week. This Wednesday, crews will begin removing the top layer of asphalt on the road to prepare for the future paving. MDOT says drivers should expect lane closures and delays weekdays from 6:30 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Heading to Rehoboth, BB Healthcare will be hosting a spring wellness open house at the Specialty Surgical Hospital. The open house is taking place on April 13th and includes tours through the hospital as well as the skin cancer and wellness screenings that they're going to be giving out. Attendees can also receive Narcan training at this event. That's a spray that can help reverse the effects of an overdose. The tours begin at 11:30 a.m. and will run every half hour.
Continuing in health news, new research shows accelerated aging is linked to a higher cancer risk in younger adults. Researchers looked at medical records of nearly 150,000 people, ages 37 to 54, in a large data registry in the UK. They put blood-based markers into an algorithm to determine each person's biological age, as opposed to how many years they've been alive. Get this, they found an accelerated aging in which a person's cells are aging faster was associated with that increased risk for cancer. In the research, they found the strongest associations with lung, stomach, and intestinal cancers.
A new study found that toxic forever chemicals in surface and groundwaters at levels much higher than many international regulators allow. The study analyzed data from more than 45,000 water samples gathered from around the world since 2004. According to the findings, 31% of groundwater samples exceeded what they call threshold limits proposed by the EPA in March of 2023. The chemicals have been used since the 1950s to make consumer products like nonstick, oil, and water repellent, but they can't break down fully in the environment. Some of the most studied forever chemicals have been linked to serious health problems, including cancer and liver damage. We'll be right back.
Be Charmed by Lewis.
Visit our unique shops and restaurants.
Lewis Gourmet and Puzzles, 30 years supporting the community. Eat extraordinary with local and global specialty foods and inspire your brain with jigsaws and more.
Breathe in the essence of spring at Floral Inspirations. Discover vibrant blooms and charming gifts for every occasion.
Or just come in for the smell of it.
Nectar Cafe. Breakfast and lunch, fresh squeezed juices, espresso, cocktails, amazing omelets, healthy salads, hearty sandwiches, Lewis and Millsboro.
Come explore.
Historic Lewis.
I'm attorney Ben Schwartz. My client was on a ladder at work, fell off, and got injured. I helped him bring a workers' comp claim. We got his medical expenses covered, lost wages paid, and even got him a large cash settlement for his permanent functional impairment. If you've been injured in a work accident, give me a call. Let me see if I can help you too. Tip the scales of justice in your favor. Call Schwartz & Schwartz today.
16 years ago, we founded Community Bank Delaware with the goal of providing high-quality banking services to our local community. Here you meet with decision makers, people just like you who live in and love this community. We provide the newest banking technologies to our customers, supported by our local team of banking professionals. Our bank serves clients throughout Sussex County, and we continue to grow, all thanks to you. Community Bank Delaware, where community matters.
Be Charmed by Lewis.
Visit our unique shops and restaurants.
R&L Liquors, your beach destination. Bourbon, spirits, fine wines, and expanded craft beer selection. Award-winning On the Rocks bottled, ready-to-drink cocktails are here.
Josephine Kier Rug & Home for over 36 years. Find unique carpets, fine art, home accessories, furniture, and a great source for design.
Sticky bun, 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 and sometimes a chicken salad sandwich. Lewis Bake Shop.
Come explore.
Historic Lewis.
I know! Reba McEntire! No!
Doesn't Keith Urban smell so good?
You guys are obsessed with cologne.
If you would have stopped to smell them, you would get it.
The Voice, new tonight on NBC and Peacock.
I want to take Alyssa out. I just wonder if Stephanie gets tired of putting makeup on her two faces.
A snake will always be a snake.
The tea is hot.
I am through.
I can't deal with this. Panic attack.
Deal or No Deal Island, tonight on NBC and Peacock.
Finally, beautiful weather that you're going to love. Listen, our Bay Health camera is starting it off for us with temps in the 60s for us in Dover. We're going to stay in the upper 50s most of the evening, so we'll take the chill out of the forecast. We do have to watch out for a little bit of inundation in some low-lying areas, but other than that, I think we're going to be A-OK. Here's a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast. We're going to push it up to 76 for tomorrow. That's not a record high, but it's awfully nice, wouldn't you think? 72 on Wednesday. Watching out for a chance of scattered showers probably Thursday going to Friday, especially on Thursday. Not an alert day, just a little bit of a rainy day.
All right, Paul, thank you, and thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 5.
For more news, for more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
Inside Edition is up next.
And we'll see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 6. Have a great evening.